Hey everybody, it's Marty the JavaScript Party, and I am doing my 3JS video, simple 3JS, and I updated the code so that it shows this. It goes back and forth between the Helvetiker and the um, bold and the normal view, and that's pretty cool. I thought it would be cool. And what's really neat is they kind of share the same group. So I have two meshes that share the same group, but they it just swaps back and forth. I do not think this would work with every library. Like so this is a pattern that works really well. I really like it. Um like but basically in my code I have two groups. I pass in a so when I go into my animation class, I pass in two um I probably should get rid of this console log. Um, the constructor has two arguments. One of them is the current group, and the other is the group, and the other is a collection of meshes, or yeah, an array of meshes. And so basically, I only have it set up to handle two things right now, but this kind of really reminds me of kind of like how D3 does it, where you can pass it an array of things and it'll just do it based on it. Looks like we're sort of evolving in that direction. So you can pass it a group and you can pass it an array of meshes. And an array of meshes, and it doesn't actually have to be an array of meshes, right? It could be also a group, right? So a group could get passed in and group passed out. So I may not even, that name might not, I probably won't hold up over time. But anyways, so, and then if the current second is odd, then we get a it takes the first value. It removes the zeroth value and adds the first value. But if it's even, then it removes the first value and odd and adds the first one. And I don't think it's a problem if the first value isn't there. It just attempts to again, that's another kind of example of something that 3GS just does really, really well. You could never necessarily count on that all APIs would, if they had a remove function and you gave it something to remove and that didn't exist, that it would not break in some way. And then the fact that like you can just add willy-nilly add or remove meshes from groups and then the UI just updates. Like they have done a bunch of heavy lifting on their side to make that happen. That doesn't just all when you just willy-nilly remove this from my group and then add this to the group and then you do whatever you're going to do with the animations and how it just works is not anything I did. Um, but and it isn't something you should just take for granted. Like they did good work to make that work. The 3GS library is just absolutely amazing. Anyway, so there is bold, there is not bold. Bold, not bold. Bold, not bold. And these are Helvetiker. So next I'll probably do one of the other, um, like I'll do this exact same thing, but for one of the other fonts so that we kind of just have hey, this is what a this font looks like. I think this is fine because I think the only thing that's really useful for this is just the fact that you can see it. So you can decide whether you want it. So this is like a sans serif. It doesn't have any serifs on it, right? Like all the little, there's no little feet, as I've heard. Like a lot of attorneys will say, call the little thing serifs feet, and this is a sans serif. So, anyways, that is that. Happy coding, everybody. Bye.